So with limited parking space on site, how will the developer ensure that delivery services such as Just Eat and Deliveroo motorcycle food deliveries, or supermarket grocery deliveries and Amazon or normal courier services can access the new dwellings efficiently and without causing disruptions either to new residents with bad parking or to existing residents along Eversley Crescent and Garden Close?
Yeah, so this is a question that we ask ourselves when designing schemes as well, because it's increasingly important. The site's effectively designed so that access is safe and available for refuse vehicles and emergency vehicles. That's the standard with all consents, but there's a management plan will be conditioned to ensure that the site remains this way post-occupation. And these measures alongside short stay parking will ensure that the site can facilitate short-term deliveries without impacting on existing residents. So, I mean, if I share my screen again, let me just give you an example of what I mean by that. So we've been able to justify safe access and for refuse and emergency vehicles in a couple of ways. We have a turning head that's been designed into the Heritage Square. This is grasscrete, which effectively is grass with a concrete hexagon network that allows vehicle movements over the top. And then we also have emergency vehicle access along this side with another turning head in here. It will be possible for delivery vehicles in the short term to access the site and to and for a short period to stay and drop off. There are also other areas. So this particular area isn't identified as a parking space. It's actually identified as a weight reception area where people will bring their bins to. So on non-bin days, this will be available for mopeds to park up at, as will areas within here that aren't allocated as car parking spaces. So there are elements of the development that can be used in the short term for deliveries.
So just so that I understand, the brick part at the bottom right hand corner, that will be accessed through Garden Close. That doesn't seem to be connected to West End Road.
Yes. So that is in the proposed scheme, though the parking for that area is accessed through Garden Close, correct?
So the two turning head things, as you called it, that will be where your Sainsbury's and your Tesco vans you would envisage parking.
Yeah, potentially. Otherwise, there's a turning. Obviously, for those familiar, the Garden Close actually turns left behind the existing apartments, and that actually provides a turning opportunity back into our site, where there's currently a hoarded gate and turning isn't possible. So it's actually going to improve. Opening that up is actually going to improve accessibility for servicing of existing.
Okay, people, when I was talking to them on Eversley Crescent and Garden Close, were worried that their street would be used as the delivery route for especially the motorbikes buzzing up and down at night to the big block at the back. So do you think you would be able to teach or encourage them to use the main road and use that access that you just pointed at? We can't hear you again. No, not now.
Might give up soon.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, excellent. I think delivery drivers will always take the fastest route, and I believe that to be the West End route that I've outlined initially. Further to that, in some instances, there are delivery and service management plans that are conditioned. In those cases, as we've done on other schemes that we've done successfully, we actually provide information leaflets that residents can pass on to delivery companies of how and where to access and when. So again, that's part of that management scheme of how do we want this scheme to be serviced, and how we want that servicing not to impact the residents and the neighbouring properties.